In this video, I'm going to explain the 3 key problems I think there are with adventures and the 3 steps you can take to start having a more adventurous life. Let's get into it. Let's define adventure. Merriam-Webster defines adventure as an exciting or remarkable experience. In other words, it's some event that we come across that brings us some sort of joy or happiness. And that's it. And this brings me to problem 1. We think of adventures as being too big. They're big trips up the coast or big plans 3 months out in advance. And although that's awesome if they do happen, it honestly creates an impediment for us. It seems to be creating this misconception that adventures need to be big. When adventures require a bunch of coordination and have these high stakes with tons of moving parts, it creates a lot of expectations. The more we think about an event beforehand, the more we create this aspirational view of what it might be. But when this ideal doesn't come to fruition, you experience somewhat of a letdown. For example, you're on a trip. You get to the restaurant you've been dying to eat at. What's supposed to be this exquisite meal ends up being like, meh. And now, instead of getting to thoroughly enjoy this moment, because of all this anticipation that you've created for the event, you become focused on what could have been. As such, you become disappointed with the expectations that weren't met. So to avoid this, step 1 is think smaller and downsize. Rather than trying to go big or go home, go miniature. By shrinking the scale of the adventures, you in turn increase the total number of adventures you can go on. This can be as simple as driving to a new lookout spot that you've never been to but you've heard great things about, or planning a really low-effort picnic. This involves less planning, which means less pressure, which means less disappointment. In other words, smaller stakes means easier repeatability, and the more adventures you get to have, and the more fun you get to experience as a whole. Now, I will say I do understand that trying to have these little adventures can still feel like they're too much to handle and can become a little bit overwhelming. This brings me to problem 2. Adventures, even the smaller ones, can still be intrusive in your everyday life. Let's face it, you're fucking busy. If you are watching this video, you might be doing it on your break during your shift at work. On your downtime, you might want to get back from work, eat dinner, sit on the couch with your significant other, and watch Survivor. I get it, relatable experience. What that means is trying to plan this meaningful experience, even if it might result in a good time, can also feel like it's interrupting your daily routine, causing you more harm than good, especially if it doesn't come to fruition. This brings me to step 2. That's 4. This brings me to step 2. Amplify the mundane. Instead of trying to go out of your way to find something new to enjoy, which can low-key take quite a bit of effort, reframe your life and the lens in which you look through. In this way, chores or errands become side quests. And doesn't that just sound cooler? Like, boom, already one step ahead. It's the proverbial, maybe the real adventure is the friends we made along the way. I hate that I said that in this video. A personal anecdote is last week I was at a McDonald's, healthy, I know, and I went to order inside. And the guy in front of me, he was either a professional McDonald's eater or a McDonald's veteran, but he was ordering in ways I didn't even know were possible. Like, I think he ordered like a double-double, but he asked for the patties to be cooked like medium rare or well or whatever the fancy one is, and I was astonished. Like, I didn't know you could do that at McDonald's. The point I'm trying to show here is technically that was just a trip to McDonald's, but because I changed it up even just a little bit and went inside of the place instead of zooming through the drive-thru, I found myself turning an otherwise boring incident into a memorable micro quest, which I am now telling you about. Having said all that, I will say that even when you try to implement these strategies to be more adventurous, you still have to face the undeniable fact that time moves fucking fast. And it sucks. Like, when you're a kid, 1 year to you is like 10% of your life. So these micro moments have like monstrous impact on you. By the same token, as you grow up and you get older, each passing day or each moment becomes an infinitesimally smaller moment of your existence. I can barely tell you what happened 3 days ago, let alone 3 months ago. Which brings me to step 3 to introduce into your life. Journal. Journal. Through the act of writing down what happened in my day, each day, things have become more memorable. So not only can I look back on those moments, but I also can start to retain more because I'm writing them down. And then these adventures become that much more remarkable. So where does that bring us? Hopefully, if you have been struggling with wanting to be more adventurous or feeling like these things are too far out of reach, through this video, I've shown you just how simple it is to start having a more adventurous life and start enjoying these moments more and more. With that said, if you do take these strategies, and if it does help you, put it in the comments. Likewise, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, because that's what you say on YouTube.